Before we get into today's edition of Just the Truth, let me tell you about the latest special from Michael and Dale at MyPillow. The standard MyPillow, normally $49.98 for a limited time only, just $14.88 with promo code Joey. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and see all the specials. There's a limited quantity of just 10 at this special price. That's $14.88 with promo code Joey. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studio. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com.
I told you we'd be back.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
It's Joey Hudson.
I wanted to name it the Joey Hudson Bill, but, they don't allow you to put names on bills. But I wanted to call it the Joey Hudson Bill because I know that one's been near and dear to you for a number of years.
That's how it's done. Let your voice be heard.
And the truth shall set you free.
Here's Joey Hudson.
Welcome to this special Thanksgiving episode as we gather with family, count our blessings, and boy, do we have lots to be thankful for sure. Reflect on all that God has done for us individually and, I believe, as a nation with the results of the November elections. I want to take a moment and share a message of gratitude and hope and encouragement, and hope that you'll do some reflection on this long holiday weekend as well and think about the things that we do have to be grateful for. Now, this is a time to turn our hearts back to God, just as our forefathers did when they established this great nation. And together, we're going to look today, we're going to talk about some of the things, reflect on the direction of our country, for example, celebrate the unshakable foundation of God's promises to our nation. Thanksgiving isn't just a holiday. It's you could say, a command from God. We read in 1 Thessalonians, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Notice it doesn't say give thanks only when things are good. This year, as we reflect on the challenges and the blessings that we've faced, it's easy to see God's fingerprints in our lives and in our nation. Amid shifting cultural tides, we've witnessing a renewed desire to, I believe, uphold biblical values. I think that was part of the mandate that we saw on November the 5th. To protect life, to honor God's design for the family, to prioritize faith in public life as well. I think people, the American people, were saying we've had enough of this left woke culture, and we've had enough of you trying to force our country in a direction that we don't want to go. This is no accident. It's a sign that God is stirring in the hearts of most of America and calling us to return to Him. And as Christians, we have the opportunity, the responsibility, you might argue, to respond with gratitude, not only for what He's done, but for what He is yet to do. So on this Thanksgiving Day and this special show today, let's take a moment to think about our history. When the Pilgrims celebrated the first Thanksgiving, they weren't dining in luxury. They were thanking God in the middle of a hardship. After surviving a brutal winter and losing half their community, their gratitude was rooted in their faith, a faith that led them to the shores in search of freedom to worship. Today, we stand on the shoulders of those who risk everything for the liberties that, look, let's be honest, we sometimes take for granted. Friends, as I look at the conservative turn in our nation, and again, I keep going back to the direction of that this nation decided to take on November the 5th. I mean, do you agree with me that the outcome of the elections shows a renewed emphasis on our faith as a country, on our patriotism, on the sanctity of life? One of my favorite Psalms, 33:12, reads, "Blessed is a nation whose God is the Lord." America's not perfect. We know that. But God is calling us to recommit ourselves to Him. With faith as our foundation, we can rise above the division, the despair, and become, once again, that shining city on the hill. I want to encourage you this Thanksgiving to not lose heart, God's not done with you. He's not done with me. He's not done with our family. He's not done with our nation, because he's a God of restoration and hope. The challenges that we are facing is great. And look, let's just be honest as well. The election of Donald Trump and a majority in the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate, it's not going to just automatically solve all of our problems. We have to step up and do our part. And we have to continue to rely on God. He's raising up a new generation of leaders, of churches, who I believe are bold in their faith and committed to his truth. And it starts with us, by standing with him, by being reverent to his will, to standing firm within his word, to pray for our leaders, and to show love to our neighbors, even those that we disagree with, even those Democrats. Pray for those Democrat neighbors as well. So again, this Thanksgiving, let's commit to being salt and light in our community. Let's model gratitude, kindness, generosity in a way that reflects Christ in our heart. Can you do that? I know you're probably thinking that I'm preaching to you today, don't you? But I love Thanksgiving, and this is a special time. This is a special time for us to kind of reflect on where we've been and where we're headed, because, boy, do we have a lot to be thankful for, and, boy, do we have a lot to be excited about as well. I believe that this was a pivotal turn, and I believe that God saved or spared Donald Trump's life on those two different occasions, and maybe some that we're not aware of, for a reason. This is a time to turn our hearts back to God, just as our forefathers did when they established this great nation. Thanksgiving, again, it's not just a holiday. It's a time for us to be thankful for our freedom to worship. Unlike many places in the world, we can gather in churches and homes to praise the name of our Savior. We can celebrate the sanctity of life. We've seen bold steps taken to protect the most vulnerable among us, especially the unborn. Strong families and communities across the nation. More families are embracing God's design for marriage and parenting and standing as beacons of hope in their neighborhood. And our resources. We're in one of the richest, if not the richest, country in the world. We're blessed with incredible natural beauty, from our waves of the ocean and our great mountains. These are gifts from God that he has blessed us with. Our founding principles, rooted in the belief that our rights come from God and continue to inspire a commitment to justice and freedom. So again, take some time today to reflect on our history. Think about the Pilgrims celebrating that first Thanksgiving, and wherever you're celebrating today, whether it's maybe with your family, with your mom and dad, with your family, with your extended family, maybe at your church, or you're just out dining in a restaurant. Just think about what the Pilgrims did, because, again, wherever you're dining today was much better and much nicer than what they had. Their gratitude was rooted in their faith. And again, it's what led them to these shores. And let us not forget that. The resurgence of voices advocating for biblical values in public life is something that we need to think about as our blessings. A growing movement of prayer and repentance in churches across the country. Communities rallying together in support of one another, whether through disaster relief that we've seen in western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene, and in the upstate of South Carolina as well. These efforts of caring for neighbors in need and going above and beyond. This is what our country is made of. This is what our country is all about. And so what better day than on Thanksgiving than to think about that and to reexamine our goals, to reexamine where we're headed, and to think about what part personally as individuals we play in that. I want to encourage you this Thanksgiving to to think about what you're going to do in this coming year, in 2025 and on. In these 4 years that we're going to have Donald Trump in the White House, what do we do? What's our role? And most importantly, at some point today, just take a moment, find a quiet place, or maybe you do this as a family, and you pray together. You thank God for his faithfulness, for his blessings, and all that he has poured into this nation. And again, for that hope, the hope that we have through Jesus Christ, and ask for his guidance as we seek to honor him, and to bless our families, again, to bless our leaders, to bless our nation, and to help us be leaders in the world, that we can turn this wicked world of ours around. Help us to ask him to help us to be people marked by gratitude and faith, and pray all of this in Jesus' name, of course. Let me challenge you to do that today, to pause and to thank God for that, and to let gratitude overflow in how you live and how you love and in how you lead. And together, let's be that beacon of hope in a world that desperately needs our light to shine. And my prayer for you is to have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving today. Your comments are welcome on the Firmin Ford text line, 864-477-JOEY. That's 864-477-5639. Emails always welcome, joey@joeyhudson.com. This year, I really thought I was going to have to boycott the holidays. I was going to lock myself away and not come out until 2025. But after finding PhD Weight Loss, you can bet I'll be at every holiday party I'm invited to. That's because PhD Weight Loss helped me take control with great confidence, support, and my new healthy body. The best part? PhD Weight Loss did it all without harmful drugs that keep you dependent on them to maintain your weight loss. It's a natural, medication-free approach to weight loss crafted to naturally diminish food-related thoughts, hunger, and cravings, making your weight loss journey more sustainable and enjoyable. Take it from me, I lost 33 pounds. The PhD Weight Loss Program teaches you not just what to eat and when, but also how to think differently about food and finally let go of those cravings and get rid of the hunger naturally. Don't lock yourself away this holiday season. Call PhD Weight Loss today at 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900, or go to myphdweightloss.com. On this Thursday, Thanksgiving, I thought it would be appropriate to bring my buddy, my friend, my brother, Mr. Gallagher, in on the conversation. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Well, I'm old enough to remember that we always had Thankful Thursdays on the Joey Hudson Show, so this is like the ultimate Thankful Thursday, right?
Well, yeah, that was, you're right. That was back in the day, and yes, it is the ultimate Thankful Thursday. Of course, you and I will be breaking bread together later today and, eating some turkey, all PhD approved, of course.
Absolutely. Not a lot of starch, not a lot of sugar, but plenty of protein. And we're going to be, if Dr. Ashley is listening, we're going to be on our best behavior. Look, Joey tends to splurge, and I'm the one that always has to rein Joey back in. So I'm the pinnacle of virtue when it comes to the PhD Weight Loss Program, and I will be the sheriff, the good cop to your bad cop, Joey.
Well, I'll tell you what, if listeners doubt that, just tune in to the Mike Gallagher Show YouTube channel, and maybe we'll post some videos. So that you can see for yourself.
Nope, no cameras allowed. No, because then the jig will be up and I'll get caught. So no cameras, no paparazzi, no cameras allowed in the restaurant.
Yep. Of course, this is a big Thanksgiving for us because you and Peg and I, we are going to be watching the Macy's Day Parade not on TV but in person.
Well, your wife has never seen it, and as it turns out, it is a rainy day in New York City. So a little bit of even snow in the forecast, but cold, dreary, damp. And I don't see Peg Hudson standing along Central Park South in a pouring down rain watching the parade. I just don't see it. Do you?
Well, the coat that she brought does not appear to be waterproof to me. No,
I doubt it. I don't think she's waterproof. So so we decided to splurge a little bit, and we got a hotel room with a prime viewing spot, not too high up, like 6 or 7 floors up. and we're going to be watching the parade from the comfort and the cozy confines of a very overpriced, very expensive hotel room. Why don't you share with your audience what your reaction was when you heard about the price tag?
You mean when I got up off of the floor and Peg kind of revived me? I mean,
I've never seen anybody hit the floor as fast as you did, because everybody knows that Joey Hudson has the first dollar he ever made. So the idea that we're spending this kind of money, but look, it's a bucket list thing. It's a once in a lifetime. We'll be together. We have so much to be thankful for, and I'm very happy, especially for Peg. It'll be fun to watch the expression on her face, because it's wonderful to see the parade and kind of kicking off the Christmas season. It's a tradition, and millions of us have watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on TV. So you, me, and Peg are going to get to watch it in person.
And I mean, are we really going to be like eye level to the balloons?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out, because I think we're on the 7th or maybe 6th or 7th or 8th floor. So yeah, we might be eye level with the balloons, because those balloons are big. But yeah, we're going to have a bird's eye view.
We'll definitely be able to see them for sure. And Peg and I, typically we make a trip to New York around this time, sometime soon after Thanksgiving, but certainly before early December. And it's just sort of a tradition for us, because there's nothing better to put you in the Christmas spirit than to be walking around Manhattan, go through the Rockefeller Plaza, for example, and see the huge Christmas tree, see the people ice skating. There's just something about the city. It has its issues, I understand. Something about the city of New York, though, that'll really get you in the Christmas spirit.
Look, I'm a kid from Ohio who always dreamed of living and working in New York City, and God blessed me with that dream, and I got the opportunity to spend quite a few years there. There is something magical about New York at Christmas time. You're right, it is not without its challenges, but man, everything seems to be shifting right now with the election of President Trump and Republicans. Even the mayor of New York is talking tough about the illegal immigration crisis that they have there, and they have a big crisis. I've got a New York Post article in front of me, blood on your hands. A Bronx Democrat politician is blasting the governor of New York and even the mayor for the fatal rampage where this monster, this homeless guy, stabbed 3 innocent people to death a week or two ago in New York City. So there's definitely problems. And it breaks my heart, because I'm somebody who has always had this sort of romanticized version of New York City. There is a special vibe there. There's something in the air, and especially over the holidays. We're going to get to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and then on Friday, we're all going to go to the Radio City Music Hall and the Christmas Spectacular to see the Rockettes. And we've even got a family friend who's got a daughter who's now one of the famed Rockettes. So that's going to be fun. Nothing like Radio City. I mean, that show has been a tradition. My Denise and the kids and I did that for many years. We always went to the Radio City Music Hall Christmas Spectacular, and you've got it all. You got snowmen, you got Rockettes, you got Santa Claus, and you've even got Jesus and the Nativity, the living Nativity at the end. I can't imagine. I'm shocked that the ACLU hasn't figured out a way to shut it down yet, but all these years it has persevered. So you're right, it's going to be special, a bit melancholy, and a very, very thankful Thanksgiving for us, because we're so grateful to be back on the airwaves here at 98.9 WORD. This was an interesting journey, to say the least. You and I were across town. The management here, graciously returned us to the upstate airwaves. You're just killing it with the early morning show that you do and your presence on the station. I'm proud to be back live after Tara and before Bill from 10 to noon. So, God's really blessed us, and we're so grateful to be back home, because as everybody knows, I mean, this is where it started for me, and this is where I got to meet my brother and sister from another mother, Peg and Joey Hudson, all those years ago. So it's fun to be home again, and we are certainly very grateful for the whole experience.
And you're right, Mike Gallagher. We have so much to be grateful for, and just appreciate the opportunity that the team here, Steve Senecrapi and Mark Hendricks and those have given us, and it's just fun to be back on the air together for sure. Well, we're going to have a great day today. I'm going to eat a little turkey, probably a little, I don't know, chocolate pie, maybe some pumpkin pie. It's going to be. I don't. You think?
That's
Dr.
not
Lucas is
PhD.
listening?
No, I don't think. I hope Dr. Lucas isn't listening. I mean,
Yes.
look. We got to tell her husband earmuffs game. Put hands over her ears. There's no chocolate pie on PhD. No, the beauty of PhD is you can have Thanksgiving. You can have some chocolate pie. You can have a little bit of sweets, and then just get back on the wagon tomorrow. You'll be fine.
Yep. Mike Gallagher, we're going to have a great time. You have a wonderful day.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Speaking of the Firmin Ford text line, it's never been more important to support locally run businesses owned by people who actually live here in the upstate. Let me take a minute to talk with you about our friends at Firmin Ford. If you're looking for a new vehicle, maybe a great pre-owned vehicle, one you can trust, or maybe you're looking to order that special vehicle. Either way, if you want a new one, a brand new one, or a pre-owned that you can trust, the folks at Firmin Ford, they're there to help you. Their name is on the sign because their name is on the line, because every single transaction is important to them. Jim Firmin, Matthew Firmin. They do business the right way. When you stop by, when you give them a call, or maybe when you just send them a quick email, you're always going to have access to a member of the Firmin Ford family. And by the way, they also offer great service, and you're not going to have to wait weeks and weeks to get it done. And you do not have had to purchase your vehicle at Firmin Ford. Doesn't even have to be a Ford. They service all makes and models. Visit my friends at Firmin Ford online at firminford.com, firminford.com. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Feast or Famine, your guide to deliciousness and deep thoughts. Actually, no, it's just Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving show, and we're diving into one of the most iconic centerpieces of Thanksgiving, of course, the turkey. The bird that turns family gatherings into legends. It sparks debates over stuffing, leaves us full, and we question life choices. But hey, that's the beauty of Thanksgiving, right? 1 minute you're carving the turkey, the next you're kind of contemplating on why you wore a belt today. You know what I'm talking about. So grab your cranberry sauce and those stretchy pants, because we're going to talk about all things about turkey and how to cook a turkey. Let's start with a fun fact. The turkey did not exactly volunteer for this gig. Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be our national bird. Imagine a 20-pound turkey on your dollar bill. Honest Abe Lincoln would have been holding a drumstick instead of a scroll. But here we are, stuffing turkeys instead of the other way around. And speaking of stuffing, let's break that down and how to cook this bird. Because let's face it, everyone has their own method, don't they? Have you ever had arguments at your family table as to whether or not you should have roasted the turkey or fried the turkey or some other way of cooking the turkey? There's so many different ways you can do this. Some describe it as experimental art, or it's more experimental art than maybe culinary science. So let's start with the most traditional, and that's roasting. The old pop it in the oven method. This is for the folks who love the aroma throughout the house. It's like the bird saying, hey, I'm here, I'm glorious, and I'm worth the 3 hours of basting that you're about to endure. And by the way, cover it in butter. This is my tip to you. Butter under the skin. Butter over the skin. Butter in the pan. It's the one time of the year that you don't have to be concerned about how much butter to use. You can't put too much butter on the turkey. And then there's the eternal stuffing debate. Do you put it inside of the turkey or do you put it outside? I personally like it on the outside, to the side of my turkey. Now, if you're feeling adventurous and the old roasting method isn't what you want, try the deep frying. Deep frying came around, 10, 15 years ago? And it just took the place by storm. Everybody was going to Lowe's to pick up a turkey fryer. You remember that? This was the old hold my beer of turkeys methods. Deep frying is fast, it's crispy, and it is delicious. But it can be a little scary too, because you're essentially dipping this massive bird into this big pot of boiling oil. And if you do something wrong, you're not just cooking a turkey. You could be reenacting the 4th of July. You know what I mean? So safety first, folks. Be careful around that big pot of scalding hot oil. Keep a fire extinguisher handy. Maybe say a little prayer before you lower the bird in. It's like skydiving for chefs. I mean, really, it's thrilling, but it is risky. Then there's the smoking the turkey. The hipster of cooking methods, some call it. Smoking is for those of you who believe good things come to those who wait and wait and wait. I personally don't have the patience for smoking. I love a smoked turkey. I just don't like to smoke one myself because you're going to spend hours babysitting the bird. Now, the payoff's pretty good. Again, rich, smoky flavor that says, I've got patience and a backyard smoker. Let's not forget the method that some people have talked about. I've never heard it called this. I looked this up because I Googled ways of cooking a turkey, and it's called the spatchcock method. Sounds like something you'd need a prescription for, doesn't it? But it's actually a great way to roast a turkey, and I've done it before. I just didn't realize what I was doing. You basically butterfly the bird, flatten it out, and cook it like it's sunbathing on the beach, for example. It's quicker, it's juicier, and I got to tell you, this is probably my best. If I'm going to cook it in the oven, this is the way I'm going to do it. If you bring a spatchcock turkey to Thanksgiving, you're officially the coolest guy in the family. Now, as much as we joke about cooking the turkey and the dressing, and I'm sure you have these traditions in your family, and you have that cousin who always claims he cooks the best turkey or he cooks the best dressing, or they bake the best pumpkin pie. By the way, which do you prefer on Thanksgiving, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Or do you just kind of do both? Thanksgiving isn't just about the food, though, and we know this. We talked about this. It's about gathering together and obviously giving thanks. And most importantly, being present with one another, being with those family, friends, the people that you love throughout the year, the people who stand by you and you stand by them. We often spend a lot of time stressing over the perfect turkey. Did I brine it enough? Did Uncle Bob bring his third wife who we don't like? That we forget the spirit of the holiday, right? Thanksgiving is about gratitude. It's about saying, you know what? Life isn't perfect, but look at all the good stuff I have. Look at what's happening in my life. So whether you're grateful for family, for friends, for your health, look, a few years ago, when I had some health issues, that was probably my best Thanksgiving in a long, long time, because from about February through October, I had been miserable. And boy, was I just so thankful that Thanksgiving, because I was not looking at another surgery, wasn't looking at going back to the hospital. I was just there and was happy to be here for sure. But we think about things like that. Your job. And maybe you have a child who's getting married or finishing school. Just all those things that we can be thankful for. And it's just maybe it's as simple as you got the last can of pumpkin pie feeling when you're at the grocery store. And it's worth celebrating. And even if your turkey comes out a little dry, don't worry about it. Just drown it in some gravy and focus on what really matters. There's a little spiritual food for thought, too. Gratitude can be equated to like seasoning. It makes everything better. You don't need to have a perfect life or the perfect bird to be feeling thankful. You just need to look around the table and see those people who have stuck by you through thick and thin. And those are the people I suspect that you'll be having Thanksgiving lunch or dinner with later today. The people who are always there, the people you can always call on, and that's what it's all about. Yes, it's great if the turkey's good, and let's try to make the turkey good. But if the turkey isn't the best it could be, don't worry about it, because what you really want is that time that you spend with your family together to be the absolute best that it can be. What are some of the things that you're thankful for? You know, I love quite often on Thankful Thursday, and it's perfect that Thanksgiving is always on Thursday. I love Thankful Thursdays because I ask you to email me, to text me, and tell me what you're thankful for, and I'm doing that again now. Fill up my email inbox with your thankful stories if you would. It's real easy, joey@joeyhudson.com. I love to read them, and I try to respond to all of them. I don't always get to, but in most cases I do. But send me those Thankful Thursday messages that I can read as I'm thinking about all the things I'm thankful for as well. My buddy Mike Gallagher is going to be joining us here in just a few minutes because we're in New York City. We're celebrating Thanksgiving, watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I've watched it on TV my entire life. I've never actually been in New York on Thanksgiving Day to where I could see it firsthand. And even though it's rainy, dreary, it's cold, it's just a special place to be. And I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to be here. So send me those emails, joey@joeyhudson.com, of the things that you are thankful for. You can text me as well. You can leave me a message on the My Pillow message line, 864-477-JOEY, 864-477-5639. Just leave me a message. And don't forget to use promo code Joey when you go to mypillow.com or you call 800-893-4059 and you're going to save big. For example, Michael and Dale, just in time for Christmas, has his Christmas extravaganza. You're going to get this season's flannel sheets as low as $59.98 when you use promo code Joey. They're not going to last long, so go ahead and order them. The famous My Slippers, you hear me talking about them all the time. You can wear them indoors, outdoors, anywhere. They've been on sale, haven't been on sale for over a year now. Regular price, $119.98, now for only $59.98 when you use promo code Joey at mypillow.com. The 6-piece towel set, you know how much I love the MyPillow towels. They're the most absorbent, most comfortable towels I own. They're back in stock. $29.98 when you use promo code Joey. Hundreds of MyPillow products at mypillow.com. There's something for everyone. The bathrobes, the duvet, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. Always use promo code Joey when you go to mypillow.com and place your order. So back to cooking that turkey. As we said, you can roast it if you want tradition, fry it if you want a little adrenaline, smoke it if you've got plenty of time, and spatchcock it if you want to look like a pro. But whatever you do, don't forget the most important thing. That turkey might be the star of the show, but the people around your table are the reason we keep doing this year after year. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with that turkey, regardless of how you cook it. That's it for today's edition of Just the Truth. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studios. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com. If you haven't joined my mailing list yet, visit my website, joeyhudson.com. Click on the Connect with Joey button so that you can receive our emails and the most up-to-date news. Also, join me on my YouTube channel. Be sure and like, comment, and subscribe. Just search for Joey Hudson. As always, thanks for spending a few minutes of your day with me. Do me a favor and forward this episode to a few friends. Just click on the share button and send to your contacts. We need to build an army of conservatives to win our country back, and we can do that by continuing to share the truth with our friends and family. Keep those comments coming via the Firmin Ford text line, 864-477-JOEY. Email to joey@joeyhudson.com, and I love your messages on the MyPillow message line. Again, that's 864-477-JOEY, 864-477-5639. Be sure and take advantage of the MyPillow special, just $14.88 on the standard MyPillows when you use promo code Joey. Order online at mypillow.com or call 800-893-4053. We're back again tomorrow and hope you'll plan to join us. Until then, remember, God's got this. He's still in control.